We warned you. We told you not to live in a fantasy world. Oh, Trump's gone, you said. He's off Twitter. He's the former guy. Wake the hell up. Trump's back. He's running. The 2024 campaign starts today. Everything is at stake. America is on the line. We're ready to fight. Ready to defeat Trump again.
So you do understand that as far as Trump sees it, if there's a camera, it's a theatre, it's a performance. Trump is back in court today with Jean Caroll and not interested in the outcome or any of that stuff. The fact he's going to be found guilty. His whole thing is, this is an opportunity. People have eyes on me. They're listening to me. Just as an illustration of how ridiculous this is, and I don't understand why he is above the law, because if anybody else did this, there would be just huge problems. Just imagine for one moment, Hunter Biden is in court and starts tweeting, yeah? Starts saying really disparaging, bad stuff about the prosecution, him being the defense. There would be uproar, but Trump does this on social media, literally this Tuesday morning while he's in court. Really nasty stuff. Nobody says anything. How is the new norm accepting this? And if you have any legal experience, knowledge, can you tell me, is this okay? Is this on the right side of the law? How does it work? Please, comment section now.
For Donald Trump, and if you look at the entrance polls yesterday, these Republicans say they don't care that he's in court. In fact, the fact he's in court today facing a woman that a judge says he raped, Donald Trump is there because that's the best political fuel he can get. That's how twisted things are in the personality cult. And he's going into these courtrooms because of the grand spectacle, because it helps him, because 65% of Republicans in Iowa say if he's convicted, they still want him to be his president. And there's 20% in another poll in the Des Moines Register NBC poll, the 20% said the fact that he's indicted or that he's found guilty and a judge says that he raped a woman, that makes them more likely to vote for him.
Still hanging exactly as you left it that day, unlaundered, and that's what you're wearing on the cover of New York Magazine now. Why did you keep it? Why was it there that way?
Well, do you have lucky clothes? Do you have like a lucky jeans?
I have a baseball glove. That's the oldest thing I own.
And that's a lucky glove.
From high school, yes.
Right. So we have lucky things, and this dress was unlucky. So when I hung it up, I wasn't thinking, oh, this is a talisman. I just never wanted to put it on again because it had horrible memories. So it just hung there. I didn't bag it up. I didn't do anything. I just sat there behind the raincoats. That's it.
I want to listen to what Maya Wiley said, actually, 2 hours ago on Chris Hayes' show here on this network about this evidence that you describe, including the clothing. Let's listen to this.
New York State no longer has a statute of limitations on first-degree rape. That doesn't mean that in this case she is necessarily saying she would bring a rape charge, but this would be a first, from what I understand of the facts, this is potentially a first-degree rape case which doesn't have a statute of limitations, and she has the coat.
And she also indicated that if the coat has not been laundered, there could conceivably be evidence of some kind.
How can that be possible?
She's a prosecutor. She's been.
She should know.
Cases. Yeah. Would you consider bringing a rape charge against Donald Trump for this? Why not?
I would find it disrespectful to the women who are down on the border, who are being raped around the clock down there without any protection. They're young women. They, tried to come into the country. They're, as you know, they're there by the thousand. The women have very little protection there. It would just be disrespectful if and mine was 3 minutes. I'm a mature woman. I can handle it. I can keep going. My life has gone on. I'm a happy.
But this is what the 5% voted for. They voted for a guy who today had to come to New York to show up in court in a case against a woman that a federal judge has already said he raped. That is who you voted for.
Yeah.
You voted for someone who has lost so many times now that this applies to him. Let's see what else. You voted for a guy who said, come, risk your lives for the Grand Wizard. Come in the snow and the sleet, because I am more important than your life.
And joining us to discuss, CNN Chief Legal Affairs Correspondent Paula Reed, David Axelrod and Adam Kinzinger are back with us. Paula, I understand the courthouse campaign kind of confluence that we've seen over the course of the last couple months. I don't understand it in this case.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Why? Okay, good.
He's setting himself up for some disappointment. I think this is going to be a lot more like what we saw last week with the federal appellate argument, where you didn't see him go in, you didn't see him when he was inside, there was no role for him, and then he had this kind of hastily arranged press conference to get some attention. He's not going to get the return on investment here that he got last week in the New York civil case, where there are cameras in the hall when you walk in, there's cameras when you walk out. He got a chance to talk. There's a pool spray. You have none of that here. And of course, he didn't participate in the first phase of this trial last year. So he may not fully understand just how little attention there is to garner right now, especially today with jury selection. There's no role for him.
But at the core of this case, which I think is so interesting, is about how much he will have to pay for what he said. And remember, after he was found liable, he went on air with Caitlin Collins on CNN, and again, according to Jean Caroll's team, defamed her once again after that.
Yeah, it's surprising that he'd want to bring so much attention to this case, right? The facts have mostly been decided. We're once again talking about damages and sort of an inability to show any remorse or change. So again, I don't think there's a great return on investment in terms of the whole let's bring the campaign to the courthouse for this particular case, and especially in this format. This is a federal courthouse. They don't play. There are no cameras.